that I could put in extra hours without feeling that I was even working. One Saturday, a young man entered my office and presented me with an exciting manuscript on the adventures of an international armed robbery syndicate. Unknowing to me, he was part of the syndicate and he was being followed by the police. From that contact with that young man, the police suspected me as a possible member of the syndicate, and I had been taken to the police headquarters to write a statement on my encounter with him. When I returned from the police headquarters, Florence and I took off for her hairdresser's place near the Children's Hospital.
Okay.
We used the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, and just before we reached Circle, Florence and I discovered that we had an unwanted passenger at the back of our car.
Hey.
Yes, you guessed it. It was a young man who had disguised himself as a woman. I looked at Florence, saw her frozen in shock. I was so. How did you get into the car? I asked. He said, always check your back seat, my friend. Check your back seat before you take off. You never know. I repeated my question. How did you get into this car? I know I locked it when I parked it. Getting into your car was a piece of cake, he said, laughing. Ask instead how I got past the police at your gate. I said, there was police at my gate? I did not see any policeman. He said, did you see the taxi that had broken down, that had quote unquote broken down in front of your gate? Well, when Florence and I were leaving the house, we saw a taxi parked just past our gate. It had a bonnet open with a mechanic or somebody was the mechanic working on the engine. And so I just assumed that it had broken down. I didn't think anything of it.
Okay. But
the young man said, that taxi is what it seems. And the driver and the mechanic are all CIDs staking out your house. I suspected that this would be tailing me, but the confirmation just got.
Hello, Uncle. Uncle, I think we lost you. I mean, from the confirmation bit, we lost you.
On the confirmation?
Yes, we lost you.
Okay. Is the audio okay now?
Yes, yes, it's better now.
Okay. I had suspected that the police would be tailing me, but the confirmation just got my stomach churning. I was sweating. If they saw this man, in disguise or not, getting into my car, how am I going to explain that? Right now, with him at the back seat of my car and in disguise as a woman, who would believe that I was not helping him to escape arrest? I yelled, what have we done to you, my wife and I? Do you have any idea the kind of trouble you have put us into? Thanks to you, the police think I am part of your.
We're still losing you.
What do you think they would say if they saw you in my car? Listen, I was highly agitated.
Uncle.
Hello.
Yes, Uncle. Hold on a minute.
Hello, Winston.
Yes, it's getting bad. Let's see. I think we need to get you on the phone. We're losing you. Okay, I think it's better now. Okay, so let's go. Yes, Uncle, you're making the point when you asked what have you and your wife done to him. Yes.
Yes, but can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, it's better now.
Okay. What have we done to you, my wife and I asked. Do you have any idea the kind of trouble you have put us into? Thanks to you, the police think I am part of your syndicate. What do you think they would say if they saw you in my car right now? I was highly agitated. Relax, he said. You are not being followed. Then he said, remember the confession I gave you before I left your house? I said, you said you came in to see if you could steal anything. He laughed and said, sorry, I lied about that. The real reason I came in was that I saw the police trailing me and I needed some maneuver to throw them off. Coming into your office gave me the opportunity to divert their attention. I was sweating and shaking so badly that I almost ran into the car in front of me. Then he said, expect me on Monday. You will come on Monday? I asked in total confusion. Of course, he said. What do you think, that I will not turn up? I don't want to disappoint the police. Tell the police that I will arrive at 10. You will come at 10? Yes, I'll come at 10 a.m. I found myself struggling with two contrasting emotions. On the one hand, I was relieved that he would turn up on Monday. I prayed that he would not go back on his word. But on the other hand, I was sorry for him. If only he would straighten his life, this young man could excel in whatever he set his heart on and in whatever he put his hands to. But of course, I understood that that was a very big if. I told myself that this was an armed robber, and only God knew how many people he had hurt or even killed. If I was sorry for him, what about his victims? Florence started humming the Methodist hymn, Captain of Israel's Host and Guide. She only hums and sings that song when she feels depressed. I immediately knew that the young man's presence in the car was affecting her even worse than me. What now? I asked him. He said, just keep driving. I'll tell you where I want to get off. So why are you in this car at all? I asked him. He said, I wanted to come to assure you that you should not be worried. I did not want the rest of your weekend to be mad for you. Florence said, you have marred our lives, not just our weekend.
Oh.
He said, you'll get your lives back on Monday, I assure you. I've received word that we are regrouping on Monday, so I'll just come and pick my manuscript and then I'll be off. By now, I was approaching the railway station. He spoke to Florence and said, Ma'am, on Monday, please stay in the flat till 11 a.m. I will not want anything to happen to you. His statement alarmed us. Florence asked, anything like what? He said, I mean anything. But before I could ask him to explain himself, a motorbike crossed me and I had to jam on the brakes to avoid hitting it. Before I could yell at the rider, the back door of my car opened, and the next I saw, the young man was on the back of the motorbike and it was off.
Hey.
It all happened in a split second. My heart missed several beats. I just sat frozen behind the steering wheel as the drivers behind me honked their horns at me, and one shouted, hey, Kwasia, is that how to stop? Too many questions were going through my mind. Where from the motorbike? Had it been following us all the way from Accra, Newtown? From the time I discovered the young man in my car, I had been aware of any vehicle following us because I feared the police may be tracking our movements. And I knew I did not see any motorbike behind us. So where did this one come from? If it has not been following us from home, then where and when did it follow us? And how did it know that the young man was in my car? Florence said, Ebo, let's return home. She was shaking to the point of her teeth chattering. She said, I feel cold. I have a chill. I don't think I can do my hair today. Let's go home. Winston, the drive back home was terrible. I was trying to be strong for her, but it was not working. I was dreading going back home. I was dreading Monday. I was dreading that a motorbike would spring up from anywhere and cross me again. And this time, who knows what will happen? Back home, Florence went straight to bed. She wrapped herself in layers of blanket, and still she could not stop from shivering. We felt very vulnerable and trapped. How were we going to survive till Monday? And would Monday bring a resolution or sink us deeper into trouble? Winston, you know, just remembering just got to me very emotional. So you know what? Let's continue this on Monday.
Uncle. Anyway, yes, we'll continue on Monday. Last time, the Dean of Graduate Studies at the University of Professional Studies, Professor John Kwekumen Samauto, said, why is Uncle doing that? The suspense is too much, but no problem. We pray for life. Monday will be here.
Oh, Monday would all be here. Monday would all be here.
Sure. Thank you very, very much, Uncle.
Have a fantastic weekend.
You too. Thank you very much, Uncle Ibowai, for joining us with Food for Thought here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. But it's now time for the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you, and NCI Insurance, the real face of insurance.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute. It is brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and NCA Insurance. NCA, the real face of insurance. Oil prices have surged past $100 a barrel after Russian President Vladimir Putin launched a special military operation in the eastern Donbas region of Ukraine. These are the highest levels seen by the international benchmark Brent crude futures in more than 7 years. The Bank of Ghana says it will not rush to introduce the digital currency EC